Hi y'all, this is Larry from Deep South Texas. It's the 7th of October and it's time to take another look at the garden. Well, it's starting to cool down a little bit here in Deep South Texas. We're expecting highs in the 80s for the next couple weeks. So looks like summer is over and it's time to start planting our fall garden. And that's part of what we'll be doing today. We have several bird of paradise plants here spread around the house. They don't get a lot of care, but this one managed to flower and it's looking pretty nice. Some good news, whatever was eating my pink-eyed purple hull peas is starting to leave them alone. Probably since we started getting some rain, they have found other things to eat. So I may get enough for a meal. That will be just great. And the Malabar spinach is doing great. It's going to seed. So there are seeds and flowers all over the plant. So I hope to collect some of those this year. The turmeric is looking good, and so is the ginger. And although I had some hope for the peppers last month coming back, I don't think we're going to get any peppers this year. So they'll be coming out soon. I saw one Plebano pepper on this plant. I don't see it now. About as big as my thumbnail. So from the 6 Plebano peppers that I planted this year, I have one thumbnail sized pepper. I'm going to try something different next year. I'm just letting the okra grow big and dry out for seed, but today I see a couple okra flowers on this plant. So I don't know what to think about that. Well, I've harvested a dozen pods or so already for seed, and there's another half dozen or more out here that I will be harvesting. So I have plenty of okra seeds for next year. Still lots of moringa pods to be harvested yet this year. They're up there pretty high, so probably going to wait till November or December when I cut that branch down to harvest those. So it's time to plant onion seeds here at Deep South Texas, and I'm going to put the onion seeds into this bed. I had potatoes planted in here early this year, and then watermelon and cantaloupe later on. So I've gotten the bed ready. I've put a couple cups of triple 13 fertilizer in and a wheelbarrow full of compost, and dug that all in. Now I'm going to sprinkle on onion seeds and then cover that with a little potting soil and give it a drink of water, and hopefully we'll get our onions started for this year. Well, I've got my yellow Granix onion seeds. These are left over from last year, but I'm pretty sure they're good. So we're just going to sprinkle them over the top of the raised bed. Hopefully grow some onions that I can use as plants come late January to move around in the rest of the garden. Now the seeds have been dropped onto the surface. We're just going to cover the surface with some light potting mix to try to keep the seeds in place until they germinate. So in addition to the onions, we're going to plant some leeks, American flag leeks. Last year I planted a whole package of seeds and that ended up being way too much, so I'm only going to plant about a half a package. And the same as the onions, I'm going to spread them over the top of this pot, cover them with a little potting soil, and water them in. But I don't need as many leeks as I had last year, so. Hopefully they'll grow a little bit bigger because they won't be so crowded, and overall it'll work out better. So in the next pot I've got some Italian flat leaf parsley, and we'll be doing the same thing. Probably have to come back and thin this out a little bit later. And then I have two more pots down there, and in the first pot I'm going to do the same thing with some cilantro seeds that I saved from a couple of years ago, and I haven't decided what's going in that fourth pot yet. And in this bed I'm going to plant cabbages and broccoli. So I'm going to plant them pretty thick because I'll come back later and thin them out. I don't have real great luck with direct seeding cabbages and broccoli, so I'll probably be planting some in pots in the house in case I need a backup. Well, the onions, the leeks, the parsley, the cilantro, the cabbages, and the broccoli have been planted. We'll have more to plant here coming up in the next couple weeks. I know that I have to plant carrots, but I'm waiting to get some peat moss to amend the soil a little bit. So come back and see what else is going on. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.